Dr. James JC Cooley. That's right. Dr. James JC Cooley. It's the James Cooley Show. It's your life. Let's go. It's the James Cooley Show. It's your life. Dr. James JC Cooley. All right.
The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life, can be heard every Sunday at 6 p.m. right here on 660 AM The Answer in Dallas-Fort Worth. Life is full of circles, cycles, phases, and stages. It's your choice to ignore them or embrace them. Motivational speaker, author, military veteran, and founder of the J.C. Cooley Foundation, James Cooley, and his guests will inspire and equip you to strive for your own greatness and overcome adversities. Listen to the James Cooley Show, It's Your Life, every Sunday at 6 p.m. right here on 660 AM The Answer in Dallas-Fort Worth.
The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life, can be heard every Sunday at 9 p.m. right here on The Answer San Diego. Life is full of circles, cycles, phases, and stages. It's your choice to ignore or embrace them. Motivational speaker, author, military veteran, and founder of the J.C. Cooley Foundation, James Cooley, and his guest will inspire and equip you to strive for your own greatness and overcome adversities. Listen to The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life, every Sunday at 9 p.m. right here on The Answer San Diego.
Yeah. Dr. James JC Cooley. The James Cooley Show. It's your life. Yeah.
Welcome to the James Cooley Show, It's Your Life. I'm your host, Dr. James J.C. Cooley. Wow, we got an absolute magnificent show coming your way. Michelle and I just returned from California, and we came back to the Texas heat. But it's okay. It's okay. Hot here, but you know, I tell you, it's home. It's home, and we love it. And we got this absolute guest on today, and she's gonna talk about a couple of things. I'm not gonna give it away, Michelle. I know you was expecting me to give it away right off the bat. So I tell you what, whichever platform that you're watching us on, whether you're watching us on E360 Television, Transfer TV, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, Rumble, and over 84 other platforms, welcome to the show. If you want to be part of the conversation, all you have to do is go to the platform that you're watching us on, ask any questions that you might have. I promise you with your answer. Yeah, how you doing? Michelle? How you doing today?
I'm doing good. Yes, we left one hot place to come back to another. So it's just hot all around. But you know what? It's beautiful. The sun is out. The trees are beautiful and green. So we're happy.
And I'm excited about this topic that we're going to talk about today, because anything dealing with the Lord, got my undivided attention. So, Michelle, can you do the honors by introducing the title of the show, the purpose of the show, and introduce this absolutely wonderful guest?
Oh, most definitely. So the title of today's show is called Genesis Center North Texas, Transforming Lives Through Christ. And we're having a conversation with Amanda Lewis. She is the executive director for Genesis Center North Texas. We're going to discuss, the population that this amazing organization serves, the core beliefs and the program design, the goals for 2025, and the successes they have. Amanda Lewis, again, executive director for Genesis Center North Texas for the past 3 years. She began as a volunteer in 2011, supporting administration, transporting residents, coordinating events, and doing one-on-one resident support. She holds a bachelor's degree in finance and a master's degree in hospital administration. Miss Lewis has a background of servant leadership, having spent the last 10 plus years serving as a director on various nonprofit boards and in the public sector of city government, serving on the EDC board and as mayor for the city of Forney. So please welcome to the show for the very first time, Amanda Lewis.
Hi. Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm hot in Texas too, let me tell you. At least it's not 102, but doing great for a Monday. Thank you for asking.
Wow.
It's amazing having you on the show. We had one of your colleagues on the show last week, I believe, and he spoke so highly of you.
Thank you.
I said, hey, let's bring on. So Amanda, can you tell our audience a little bit more about you? What made you click? Where you grew up? Why you so passionate about the things?
I grew up in Southeast Texas, Beaumont, Texas. I got my undergraduate work at Texas Tech University. I got my master's degree, as Michelle said, in healthcare hospital administration at Trinity University. I got transported over to the Dallas area. My family is around here. I worked at Parkland. I worked at the county hospital for many years, working my way up to a budget director position. I loved it. I love the hospital setting. And I thought my goal in life was I was going to be a hospital administrator. And God says, you know what? I'm going to change the course of your life. So I moved east of Dallas. I'm in a little town called Forney, which, as you heard, I became the mayor there years later. But I remarried and I was allowed to do a lot of nonprofit work. And I really enjoyed working on the economic development team, the council there. And I was very much a part of a youth empowerment group called Sharing the Love Foundation, which helps young individuals gain better understanding of their purpose in life. And so I was a part of that for many years, and then started volunteering at Genesis Center North Texas. I came here faithfully every week on Tuesday. I worked with some wonderful directors at that time. And like she said, I would do whatever they needed. I was teaching some of the residents how to drive, helping them with their taxes, writing thank you letters, helping set up events, whatever they needed. I was just available. I had the opportunity to do that. So did that for about 7 or 8 years, left, and they brought me back in this role about 3 years ago.
What was it like being the mayor?
Wow, that's a loaded question. Okay, well, my expectations were not exactly in check when I started. It was interesting. It was definitely a calling, and people say, why would you do it? I never had any interest in doing that. And I know it's a very interesting subject, so I'll go down this path for a brief moment. I was doing the EDC for a while. I was helping incentivize businesses to come to Forney because it changes our property tax base and rebalances things. And I saw some things that I didn't care for. I saw some things that I thought needed to be done. And instead of complaining about it or being a keyboard warrior, as they say, when you're on the computer, I decided, I think I might want to do something a little different and maybe participate in the change. So I was kind of toying with the idea of just running for council. Well, my husband at the time, he says, well, let's pray about that. And we did. And went to church the next Sunday. And I'm telling you, Pastor Pete at that time said, the best thing you could possibly do is be a service for your community and be a public servant. And I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. And he looks at me like, was there your answer, So then I was affirmed a little bit later. I always try to walk in his will. And so when it comes to big decisions like that, I really do take it to prayer. I had a group approach me about it, and they said, well, we're going to try to change some things. Will you run for a position? I said, well, sure, I'll do a council. We want you to run for mayor. I said, are you kidding me? What are I'm just now on the fence of running for this position. I had a little bit of savings, got a good team behind me, and the whole team, we won. We won city council, and it was a pretty good vote. Let me tell you, I think I won at 63% or something crazy. But my eyes were opened. I was very diligent. I had the time to work on city council. Sometimes it's really difficult if you have multiple jobs, but I did have that time, and we straightened some things out, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the friendships I made. I enjoyed being a change for Forney, and hopefully it's sustained for this time. We kind of changed the course a little bit. So they asked me to run again, and I said no. It really is hard. It's very difficult because no matter what you do, there's always going to be somebody out here, just barking, and that's hard to take. It really is a time and time again when your heart is just trying to make a difference. So I got a lot of appreciation, but you hear a lot of stuff I don't want to hear, when your heart's in the right place. But it was definitely got me used to public speaking. And I have met some really good elected officials. And so it has helped me now in this position. So I decided not to run again.
Funny you mentioned that. I'll tell you a little story. I ran for city council and mayor twice in Temecula. That's where we live at, in Temecula, California.
Yeah.
And I know about, some of the things that can turn a person on and turn a person off as it relates to politics. Mm-hmm. And I was getting ready to run again, and Michelle never liked me being in politics. Mm-hmm. So she said, you said that we were going back to Texas. We need to leave now to keep me out. Because I think I'm getting ready to run for Congress. But that probably was the best move that I ever made. But I'm just like you. I just want to serve others.
Yeah.
Serve others and, walk in the path of the Lord. And that's my way.
The one thing I was really very much a part of is I wanted transparency. So I started every time we have a council meeting, we're going to put that information out to the residents. We're going to put this stuff in their hands. We're going to put them in. We wanted people to know what we were doing. So there's nothing hidden, but there will be some out there that will, come alongside and they'll have one bit of information and think they know the whole story. And that's truly not the case. So you really got to know your elected officials to really know what they're standing for. So, yeah.
I always throw a curve wrench in the conversation, especially during the get to know conversation. So if you had to choose one adjective to describe who you are, what would that adjective be?
Now?
Yes.
Very driven.
I like it.
Very driven. Yeah. I go to 0 to 100. I go all the way in on everything I do. So whether that was being mayor and spending all my time at City Hall or running the budget over at the hospital, I'm all the way in. And you will know what I'm passionate about very quickly.
I love that answer, Ariana. No one has ever said it like that. So let's talk about the Genesis Center. Can you tell our viewers and our listeners, we got about 2 minutes before the break, what exactly is the Genesis Center, and what are some of the things that you do?
Okay, so we call it a long-term discipleship program. So it's a shelter for women and children in crisis. And we take 3 different, caveats of society. We take women who are survivors of domestic violence, which is how it was founded. We have women who are recovering from substance abuse, and we have women who are having housing issues. So women and children live here on site for 12 to 18 months. It is a nonprofit 501c3, so all donations are welcome. And that's how we run this, and it's free to all the women. They get counseling, they get classes. It's transforming their lives, building up from what they've been going through their whole life. It is a safe place. It's a peaceful place, and it is Christ driven. We have a thrift store on site, which raises most of our revenues, but we are always garnering for more because we live in a very old facility. The women live here on site, like I said, for an extended period of time. And we're just outside of the city of Kaufman. And so kind of people don't know we're out here, but it is a very large facility. People are very surprised. And then again, people come by to donate as well. So it's an all-inclusive, operation, I guess is a way to put it. Yeah.
Wow. That just sounds so extraordinary, the way that you just mentioned that. And It's helping people is dear to Michelle and my heart. In
Mhm.
any way that we can, especially abusive women or children that might have been through trauma. So
Yes.
we're gonna take a station break, but we're gonna come back. Amanda Jones, we got so much more that we're gonna talk about. And I tell you what, whichever platform that you're watching us on, if you want to be part of this great conversation, all you have to do is just go to the platform. That's the question that you might have in the comments. I promise you, Amanda will have an answer for you. It's your life, and we'll see you shortly after the break.
Dr. James JC Cooley. The James Cooley Show. It's your life.
Welcome to Viridian Christian University, where faith and learning come together to transform lives. At VCU, we believe that education is more than just academics. It's about fostering a community of growth, integrity, and purpose. Whether you're pursuing a bachelor's, master's, or doctorate, VCU offers flexible, affordable, and 100% online degree programs that cater to your busy life. Our innovative platform provides a personalized learning experience, empowering you to thrive in today's ever-evolving world. Join a global community of learners guided by an experienced faculty who are committed to your success. With VCU, you're not just earning a degree, you're preparing for a future that integrates faith, leadership, and service. Viridian Christian University, educating with purpose, transforming lives. Learn more at ViridianChristianUniversity.com. ViridianChristianUniversity.com.
Hi, I'm Dr. Michelle Cooley. Heart disease research saves lives. It's that simple. Thanks to medical advancements funded by the American Heart Association, more women are surviving heart attacks, strokes, and other cardiovascular diseases than ever before. But there's still so much work to do.
Hi, I'm Dr. James J.C. Cooley, and I'm raising funds to support life-saving research because every heartbeat is worth fighting for. In honor of Women's History Month, please join me in support of the American Heart Association and women's health.
Noah Dingley here, producer of The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life. And the new audio version of James' book, Country Boy, City Boy, A Journey That Ain't Over Yet, is a must-have. James shares his true life story of struggle and success in America. It's both a cautionary tale and a roadmap to achieving the American dream. Get the new audio version of Country Boy, City Boy, A Journey That Ain't Over Yet by James Cooley on Amazon.com or wherever audiobooks are sold.
Back to the James Cooley Show, It's Your Life. And I tell you, just sitting out having this discussion with Amanda Lewis, she stole my heart during that last segment because she was talking about something that's so dear to not just Michelle and I, but to the world when abusiveness, sometimes as it relates to the women and children. And to know that we got people out there that care, that's out there that's going to lend a helping hand, that's out there to help encourage these women and these children to get their lives together and potentially educate them on returning and renewing of the mind.
Mm-hmm.
So they won't have to go through that again. So I have already became a big fan of Amanda already, and I want to talk about it a lot more. So Amanda, when did the Lord first plant this in your heart that this is what I want you to do?
I knew that I wanted to be there for those who couldn't help themselves when I started volunteering. And I realized it takes a village. You wouldn't believe the number of volunteers that come through because, it's not a lot of employees per se when you're dealing with all this one-on-one. So where I could help out is what I wanted to do. And that was back in 2011 when I was mayor of Forney. And then they offered me this executive director job. I was doing both for like 9 months, and which was loads of fun, but it opened my eyes. And when you take things to prayer and God just puts the answer right in front of you, you do what he says. You know, I have the skill set. I had some. I knew what I wanted to do, but within the first 3 months of being in this role, and I'm out there promoting for these girls to get all the help they can get. I mean, just within months, I said, I know why he wants me here. And that was just a few years ago. I knew this is where I needed to be. And I'm going to stay here until he calls me away. Whatever life puts in front of me, I'm always taking it to him in prayer. And if what I need to be doing is here, which I know this is exactly what I need to be doing, because he planted me here. I was not seeking this position at all. And when God puts these things in your life, you go forward with it because you know you're anointed at that point.
Yeah. So what are some of the most common challenges and circumstances that you face? Because it have to be some, because God wants us to learn as well. And he always teaches us in certain situations and circumstances. So what are some of the challenges that you have to learn and the people that you serve have to learn?
Humility. On both sides. None of us are at any different walk in life in a way that God touches all of us regardless of our position. Whether it be as a resident in the facility or as a staff member, God is always showing you ways to honor him. Humility. There's a lot of women that come through and all they've known is just to fight or flight, literally and figuratively. But when you take your guard down, both us and them, and realize that God has a bigger plan for you, that all you have to do is rest in him. Okay, he's got this. I don't know my trajectory. I know where I think I should be. They think they know where they're going, but God's saying, hey, I'm planting you in this place so you can learn humility and pride. It depends on your upbringing. I understand that. But if we all understand that his bigger purpose is better than ours, then, it's going to be an easier road. You don't have to fight all the time. You don't have to struggle all the time. God does make our paths straight every single time, as long as we listen to what he has to say. So I think probably humility is the answer. Another big challenge that we have, I have challenges for the center, but for the women alone, it's hard for them. We have 20 plus women living in one building. That's hard. You got to learn to pick your battles. And that's an easy way to say it, but you can't be offended on every single thing because it's a hard life. You got to understand that we're all broken and we're all walking alongside together. So living together and learning to honor each other's space and issues, and everybody's broken. That's another humbling thing for them to understand that the world, we're all working together. We're all on the same team in a way.
Wow. So being the executive director in this organization, what did you learn about yourself that you did not know before you became involved in this?
I learned that my faith can continue to grow, that I didn't have all the answers. I've learned more about my faith walk than I ever had in my whole life. I was married to my husband who passed away a year ago. He was the chaplain here, and he was my continuing guide through everything, as every husband should be. He's the leader of the family. And even since his passing last summer, I've had to relearn my walk, my faith, that I can do this, that I can learn these things. And these girls teach me every day. They teach me resilience. They really do. They teach me that I can communicate in a way that they understand, that there are different ways of communicating with different people. And I have to learn everybody's love language around here. So I'm learning how to communicate and grow in my faith. And what I learn, I want to share with them. And they share with me every day. They'll come in my office and say, you know what I learned in such and such a class? I'm like, no, tell me about it. And then I share my story with them. So my faith walk is getting stronger.
Wow. So, what challenges I would say that you may have experienced with the population that you serve? Things that may be normal or just something new to you. What challenges have you encountered within the organization regarding the population you serve?
The challenges with the population I'm serving is everybody has their own story, and not everybody, and not the answer to everybody's problems is the same. So when the girls come in and like, well, I fixed my problem by doing this, and I fixed my problem, but everybody's different. And so you can look at each other and you can pray over each other, but it takes everyone needs to understand that their walk is going to be their own, so that the answers to their problems are going to be their own. And we can't compare stories. There's a lot of horror stories that come through here, the sex trafficking and the best we can tell our residents is you need to pray for your sister. You don't have all the answers. Go to staff when you have issues, go to your leaders, go to your church. But not every journey is going to end up the same way. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, definitely. So, has the Genesis Center, North Texas, have you partnered or do you partner with other organizations to fulfill the needs of the organization that you're with right now?
At this point, I have a couple of corporate sponsors, some large church. I have a church in Rockwall, which is one of our biggest supporters, Lake Point Church. Mm-hmm. I've had a lot of board members from that church. So unfortunately, it's like 45 minutes away from here. So I'm trying to garner more attention locally because we're serving a lot of the local population. We serve with other nonprofits around here, like our girls go out and serve at like the food pantry, and we do that kind of partnership. But financially, we are needing more corporate sponsors, somebody that believes in our mission. Anybody can come out and visit with me. I'll tour the facility with you, but we need more of those type of sustainable partnerships so we can grow. We need to build a new building. We need to renovate our kitchen. I'm still working on that. So I need more on that line, but spiritually, the churches around here are helping it. We just need more. It's a $1.2 million budget, believe it or not.
Yes. So have you seen any shift in the demographics basically, have you seen like a shift in the needs that the population you serve need now that they probably didn't need as much as before? Has there been any like changes or any shifts in the different population?
Yeah, we're obviously getting more sex trafficking victims as that's becoming more apparent in Texas. We're also getting a little bit more on the homeless and housing insecurity side of things. Again, we started out as domestic violence, and we still have quite a few that are here like that. A lot of the sexual abuse or any kind of abuse and housing and homeless, they really are going more and more intertwined. If you're experiencing this, you're likely going to experience this. Not necessarily all the time, but there's a lot of commingling of the populations. And like I said, like we're getting more sex trafficking, and housing has always been a problem. It really, really is. And even when our girls that complete our program, they have to have purchased a vehicle, have gainful employment, and have secured housing before they can graduate. Housing is an issue. I have a lot of felonies. We get on as many housing authorities as we can, but a lot of them won't allow. So housing continues to be an issue. So that being said, I'm going to take us down a little different path. I have property. I have another 8-something acres back here. Mm-hmm. Maybe we build tiny homes. Do I build a new facility? Have them on site just for a little bit longer, just so they can get, just a little bit more their sea legs before they leave. It's difficult. We need more partnerships with housing apartments, tiny homes, RVs. The girls, they got to have a house before they leave. So we always seem to struggle. We seem to be struggling with that more with our population.
Yes. Now, when you mention gainful employment, is there classes where teach these young women how to do an interview? I mean, I think interviewing today is so different than back then. How to do the interview, how to speak, how to listen, how to just basically coaching career coaching on how to get that job and how to get that position. And also based on their backstory or their education, to how for them to also be realistic about certain jobs that they may not want to apply for now, but maybe later on they'll be eligible for.
Yeah. Yeah. I have a class on every Friday from a gentleman out of Forney that comes and teaches on how to look for a job, how to interview, how do you present yourself? You know, what are the questions you need to ask them as they're asking you? You know, yes, we've had that class for quite a while. I have another class that I'm starting back up. We've done one round. He used to be a consultant for Fortune 500 companies, you know, teaching leadership on communication skills. Girls love this class. It teaches them not only how
Amanda, hold that thought, because I want to hear.
Okay.
I want to hear, but we got to take a station break. Hold that thought. Hold that thought. I tell you what, as you see, I told you, you probably should have grabbed about 5-6 bags of popcorn, because Amanda's bringing it. We're educating, and this is such a great discussion. So I'll tell you what, we're going to take a station break. We'll come back and ask any question that you might have. I promise you, we'll get you an answer, because it's your life. And we'll see you shortly after the break.
The future is here.
Now is the time to pursue the greatness in you. Welcome to Viridian Christian University, where faith meets future. We are a fully accredited, 100% online Christian university. We offer bachelor's degree, master's and doctorate degree programs, built for students like you. Affordable tuitions, 30+ degree programs, 100% online and flexible. Integrating faith with learning. Study from anywhere at your pace. At VCU, we do not just prepare you for a degree. We prepare you for purpose. Discover who you are. Grow in faith. And build a future that impacts the world.
Are you ready to start your journey today?
Visit www.viridianchristianuniversity.com.
Apply today and be among the global leaders.
back to the James Cooley Show. It's your life, and I tell you, thoroughly enjoying this conversation with Amanda Lewis. Done brought insight into my world. I'm sure she brought into yours as well. About the things, programs that they are doing that I think many around the country should emulate, because it's all about giving. It's all about lifting others up. It's all about helping others. We all go through things as we growing up, especially young women, young guys, children, and sometimes it have to be people out there that give them a second chance, or identify certain issues and concerns and be able to take them in and help them refocus the mind, like I mentioned earlier, Amanda. Refocus our attitude. Let's look at it like this. Let's try to build a better life. I think that that's something that your organizations are doing, and I can tell just it resonates from your heart, that you truly care about what you're doing. I wanted to say that. But before we get back to the next question, I got to talk about this university called Reading Christian University. Reading Christian University. Yes, I am the chancellor of that. Christian education, we offer over 36 plus degree programs, bachelor's, master's, doctorate, also honorary doctor degrees for people that are doing above and beyond and are helping people return to life, and just giving, have a giving heart. That's what our honorary doctor degree program is about. But regular degrees are accredited, fully accredited, and it costs 1/5 the cost of any degree that you are going to get out there. You just have to look it up, look up everything that I'm telling you. ViridianChristianUniversity.com, ViridianChristianUniversity.com. We got a home for you if you're trying to educate yourself from a Christian perspective. I want to put that up, and that you want to get the chance to know the Lord if you don't already know. If you already know him, you know him better. ViridianChristianUniversity.com, ViridianChristianUniversity.com. I want to get back to this because you was explaining and I cut you off at the last minute, and I had to. We had to take a station break, but I want to pick it back up because you was explaining certain things. What was that, Michelle? That you
Amanda was talking about a course, a training class regarding career searches that they brought back, or that she wanted to kind of go more into. So, Amanda, you have the floor.
Yeah, I was talking about, well, the first question was, do we do any training for interviews? And yes, I answered that. The other class that we've just started, that we finished and we're again bringing back up, is a communications class. And I said, the girls are loving it. It's not only about talking about public speaking, which is, again, everybody's fear, but it also, he's teaching these residents, they have a voice. And how do you communicate with somebody to get them to understand where you're coming from without attacking them or making them belittled? But how do I draw them into my point of view? Now, we may not always agree on everything, but how can we effectively communicate? So that's a new class that we're again beginning this year. So they have really, really enjoyed that. One of the requirements, though, of this program, if you come in, when you come in at phase 1, you don't work. You're just doing your classes, and I can go through those classes and explain that. But at a certain point, each of the women have to give what they call their testimony or their sermon, and all of the residents come together, and it is probably 15 minutes so. And these women have to publicly speak in front of their sisters in Christ. And I can tell you when they come in, oh, I'm not going to do that. Well, yeah, you are, but give yourself some grace because in about 4 or 5 months, you will have that confidence to do that. And they have to, it's a healing process too, to be able to get up and tell your story. When I go out and I visit different churches or life groups or businesses, and I bring some residents with me, they will give their testimony, and it's powerful. And words are powerful, and it not only helps the others, but it helps them heal inside as well.
Wow. So can you kind of go over the different classes besides the ones you just described now regarding career training, and anything else that you think is beneficial for the audience to know about, especially regarding this amazing organization?
Well, obviously we have lots of Bible studies, lots of Bible studies. We study the Gospels. They have to fill out a 500 question curriculum in order to advance up through their phases. And that takes a lot of digging and reflection and reading the Bible. They have substance abuse class on Monday night. We have classes at night. We have Overcomers, which is kind of like AA on Tuesdays, churches Wednesday nights. Thursday is substance abuse. We have worship service on Friday. During the day, I said they have communications. We have arts and crafts, which is kind of fun. We have a class on boundaries. We have classes on parenting, and we also have GED classes. I have a retired teacher that comes out and is doing one-on-one tutoring. And I have another tutor that just came on and is helping the girls get their GED. So it depends on where they are. We'll help them with their Medicaid. We'll help them with food stamps, insurance, whatever they need, birth certificates. Yeah. And then on Sunday nights, kind of their free night for the most part, but they are in class from 8 o'clock till that night. And yeah, it's all facets. Not every class is mandatory. Most are. You don't have to go to parenting class if you're not a parent, but there are certain classes that everybody has to go to. Yeah.
Well, let's talk about the remodeling that's going on in the Genesis Center. Let's talk about the remodeling and also what prompted the decision to remodel, and how will this improve the quality of life or the outcomes for the residents. So let's just talk about part A. Why the decision to remodel? What are you remodeling first?
Okay. So this building is 60 plus years old, and the dining room does not have HVAC. I have 30 people eating in there, and I have 2 AC units in the windows. That's what I have. Wow. It's just hot. So that was my number one priority. They need a comfortable space. The dining room actually was part of the exterior part of the building. You can kind of see it if you walk through it. You see the brick and whatnot. We've made it work. We make every space work. There's no complaints, but I would like to have it as a more comfortable. This is our home. This is our home. You need a nice dining room. The kitchen, we have no commercial dishwashers in our kitchen. And again, we're feeding 30 people 3 times a day plus snacks. We have everybody assigned to different chores, and there are kitchen assistants assigned in there, but we like to have more in there, training and learning and baking and whatnot. It's a life skill, but the space is not conducive right now. So my remodeling project is $90,000. I've raised 39. So I'm almost, I'm at 40 something percent. I don't want to start it until I have all of it ready. I have a contractor on standby waiting for me. He's even knocking off some of his overhead just so we can get this started. All we have is 7 ceiling fans plus 2 AC units in the dining room. So I need to put 2 mini splits in there, take all that junk down that looks very cluttered. I want it to be homey. We need to add those commercial dishwashers. We need to install some ovens. I need to convert an unusable space to a pantry, and I want to do uppers and lowers with built-ins. I wish I could just take my laptop over to this kitchen and show you. I really wish I could, but that's my goal for this year. Last year was the chapel remodel. The year before that, I got a new playground set outside for the kids. So this is something that will benefit everybody. It really will.
Wow. Do the residents know about the remodeling yet?
Oh, they hear me complain about. No, they hear me about it all the time. I'm giving tours all the time through here, and they're like, "Yeah, Amanda's really trying." They know. What did I say? I'm driven, and I'm not going to be done until I get this kitchen remodel. But it'll just be a nicer space. It really will. It really will not be nice.
So, what's the fundraising goal for this project?
$90,000. And it's in 4 phases. So I've been applying for grants, and unfortunately, we're not getting a lot. We're in Kaufman County. There is a Genesis Center in Dallas, and they're different than we. We're our standalone organization. We're our little engine that could over here. So a lot of people don't gravitate towards Kaufman County. I mean, I don't know why, but we're kind of out in the country. And so it's not as easy to get grants. So anytime I'm speaking to people, life groups around here, I'm promoting that instead. Yeah.
Wow. I think it's time for a break, and Dr. Cooley will bring us into the break right now. And, audience, you want to be part of this conversation, whatever live platform you're watching this show on, please ask your questions, provide comments, and we'll get right back to you.
Amanda, next time that we do this, you will be on television.
I will what?
Be on the radio. You're on television already. I'm talking about radio as well, where people can call in. I am so enjoying this discussion.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for putting us on your platforms. Those are great.
Well, didn't know what to expect in the beginning, but this is so noble. It's so things that you're doing. Wow. I hope people get behind you. When we come back, we're going to talk about how people can support your organization. They need to support your organizations.
Thank you.
What are the type of fundraisers that you might have coming up? Because this is such a noble cause. I tell you what, whichever platform you're watching this on, you already understand this woman right here is amazing. And support whatever she is doing. We're going to take a station break, but always remember, it's your life. And we'll be back shortly after the break.
Your life. Dr. James J.C. Cooley. It's the James Cooley Show. It's your life. Dr. James J.C. Cooley. Yeah. Come on.
Really get a chance to know who you are. And once you know who you are, you truly know who you are, love who you are. Love who you are. You're a masterpiece. Love who you are. Love who you were born to be. Love me some me. That's what I'm talking about. When you leave high school, you gotta know today or tomorrow, or hopefully today, what your plans are. Hopefully, there is no bad decision unless there is no plan. Create, collaborate, commit with confidence. Commit with what? Commit with what? And everything that you do.
to the James Cooley Show. It's your life, and Amanda. And when I tell you that I'm touched with this conversation, I am. Your heart, your energy. I mean, you. I want you back on.
Be happy.
Next time I want you on, the $250 fee is waived. I'm going to cover that.
Thank you.
If that's okay. Because every now and then you get a guest on the show that, I mean, you already know that's standard operating procedures costs all that. But when they start telling you what they do, and then you're like, okay, I understand what you do. But when they show the passion and when they are into it, you are into the Lord, at least in my opinion. And you do things based on the Lord. But in my opinion, you just want to help others. You want to give back. You ain't too many people I've been doing this for like 8 years. I don't know if you know that or not. And we get a 10 million views per show. And this is one of the shows that touched me. You know what I'm talking about? I don't know if it's making any sense.
You do. Thank you. But honestly, we call this place our Jesus bubble because his hand's on this ministry. I just get to show up every day, and when everybody talks about what your gifts are, I always felt a little bit like, what is my gift? What is my gift? Everybody got, every part of the body is mentioned in the Bible. We all need all parts. And I didn't understand that administration was actually a gift at some point. And so when I get to be a part in this position to lead, I don't have the gift of prophecy or the gift of, I don't know, but there's all these different gifts that have been given out there. But to be able to love the gift that I've been given it's an honor. It really is. And this Jesus bubble of ours, I'm telling you, some of these girls never want to leave because it's home, and it's probably the first safe place that most have landed, possibly their whole life. And so that's why it's so important to find the ability to, whether we repurpose this property, whatever we need to do to continue loving on these girls, that's what we need to do. I just don't know what that is yet, yeah.
I do. I believe that you continue to be you. Like Dana, he's been listening to the show, obviously. You see what he just said. He told me about you, so JC. Come on. Boom, 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 boom. And I love Dana. So that's my gift to you, is the next time you come on, you don't have to pay the $250. And I want to get you on I want to be able to do fundraisers. I don't know what I want to be able to do.
Yeah.
But I want to be able to help you out.
Well, I appreciate it. I mean, like I said earlier, it just takes all sorts, whether it be volunteers that come out, churches that contribute, businesses that contribute, come out and do a serve day. Anybody can come out. I'm very proud to talk to some of these residents. We truly are Romans 12:2. We really are. And God has been.
Amanda, I'm a speaker. I don't know if that makes any sense. But I speak around the world. Actually, I just got back from Africa, getting ready to leave in about 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks, going, and I got to meet with 4 kings and 3 queens and all that, and all that other stuff. I think that I don't know how we can tie this into what that is, but we'll figure out something. I just want I want to communicate with you now. I want you to be involved in what we do, and I don't know what that means to you. Talk to Dana. Dana knows a lot more than what I'm telling you right now.
Yeah.
And I want you back on this show. My cause, not yours. Let me know where you're going with the buildings, fundraising. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we truly need all the help we can get. I remember, and I'll be honest with you, years ago when I came on board, I got to a point where we had $78 in our bank account. And we're like, what are we going to do now? You know, and we were in prayer, and we had some benefactors that stepped up. And then, you know, there's a couple of great things that had happened, and we got our thrift store kind of redone a little bit and got more traction there, and it's thriving right now. But again, I don't want to grow in any area that's not in His will. So if I just need the discernment and the prayers, and that, you know, God has deep pockets, and I know He's going to provide what these women need. And the more that we can provide for them, the more successful they will be. And that's our goal, you know.
Okay, so we got a minute and a half left in the show. What are 3 takeaways that you want our viewers and our listeners to get from this? First of all, are you going to come back on my show?
Yes, I will. Of course I will.
I'm not charging you for the next show. I charge you for, I ain't have no choice on this one. But
in fact, you can come out here if you want to do it here, and I can show you this place. I mean, it's pretty amazing. I'd be happy to have you out here.
That's if you got good internet, you got good this, you got to get all that. We can do it.
Don't have good lighting. That's all.
I got everything.
3 takeaways. 1, lives can be changed.
Mm-hmm.
You do not have to be where you are. Sometimes you're in your place for a season, and that's all God intended you to be. But it doesn't have to be long-term. True change does happen through Christ, period. That's in the story. Second thing is we need lots of prayer, that the right people, the right volunteers, the right staff are a part of our ministry. So we stay true to what we believe in. And 3, that we would have the financial resources to grow.
God is going to bless you.
He already has.
God is going to bless you. I want to thank you so much. Think about what I just said. I meant what I said.
Yes, sir.
I meant what I said. I told you it's going to be a wonderful show. I don't know if it's trying to be wonderful for you, but it's wonderful for me. You know, so I like to thank our viewers and our listeners for tuning into this show. Amanda Lewis is remarkable. I like to thank Dr. Michelle Cooley for putting together another absolutely magnificent show. Most importantly, I like to thank our viewers and our listeners. You guys, what we go by. Always, always, always dream big, think big, and be big at everything you do. We'll be back tomorrow, same time, same place. It's Your Life. Stick around for about 20 seconds a minute. It's Your Life. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Doctor.